Namaste children. Today I'm here with another story, 100 dresses. Now the title itself is telling you that it is completely about a person having 100 dresses, right? So what is that story is about? Before entering the story, I just want to tell you that whatever is going on in our minds nowadays, we started giving importance to our physical appearance. We are not looking into the person, her mentality or his mentality or anything like that. Started giving importance to the physical appearance. That means the dress is what we are wearing. And we never know when it started, when it came into our minds. Before that, I just want to tell you a small story about a person, educationist, and who was also a very intelligent person. Okay, that person was Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. One day, he was invited to a party and in Bengal. So he wore the traditional dress and went there. So when he went there, the gatekeeper did not allow him inside, telling that he was supposed to wear suit and come to the party. So Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar went back, wore the dress and again came back. And this watchman felt really very happy to see him wearing a suit and all that. So he entered. He also informed the host that this person has come, and they went and the lunch was being served. So when they started serving the lunch, this Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar started feeding his coat, talking to the coat, come on, eat this soup and this will be really very delicious. Have this spoon also. So everybody was stunned and looking at him, why he is pouring that on his coat. Then after some time the host came and asked what's the reason for his peculiar behavior. And he told everything, that he was not allowed inside and after wearing that suit and he was invited. So the importance is being given to the dress, not to him. Then that made the host realize, understand his mistake. So there is some connection between this and that. We are not giving importance to the person, but we are giving importance to the dress what they are wearing. Okay, now this is the story written by Eleanor Estates. Okay, now she is also American writer, and she also wrote many stories for children. Okay, and now before we go into this story, I just want you to know the historical background, what has happened in Poland, because this family immigrated from Poland to America. Okay, so that Poland was, when this story was going on, the Poland country was not even formed. That means it was occupied by so many other people. So you can see that the people were called as Russian Poles, German Poles and Austrian Poles. That means there is no one country, Poland, there. So they went to America and they started living there. So during 2000, when the 2000 census were made, they came to know that 6,67,414 Americans of the age 5 years older reported to be Polish people. That means they came from Poland. And in this New Jersey, these people, number of people living there were more than second place. The first place was Poland, capital Warsaw. So now let us go back to the story. What has happened? Okay, today, Monday, Wanda Petronsky was not in her seat, but nobody, not even Peggy and Maddie, the girls who started all the fun, noticed her absence. Usually, Wanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room 13. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat. The corner of the room where there was most scuffling of feet, most roars of laughter when anything funny was said, and most mud and dirt on the floor. So this introduction is telling that we are there in a school, and Wanda Petrovsky was the important character, and that was Monday after Sunday. Okay, then Peggy and Mandeline were the two characters in the same class, and that class, where was it? Room number 13. And Wanda Petrovsky, where will she sit? She sits in the last seat. And then last seat is very well known for, you know that, right? The people who are making lot of noise and laughing, cracking jokes, not listening in the class. So that is all about that last bench. She went and sat there in that last bench. Why? Do you think that even she was one among them like that? Definitely not. Wanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy. On the contrary, she was very quiet and rarely said anything at all, and nobody had even heard her laugh out loud. Sometimes she twisted her mouth into a crooked sort of smile, but that was all. She never even laughed loudly also. Whenever she wanted to smile, just a small smile on her face, but not laughing loudly like any others. Nobody knew exactly why Wanda sat in that seat, unless it was because she came all the way from Bogies Heights and her feet were usually caked with dry mud. But no one really thought much about Wanda Petrovsky once she sat in the corner of the room. So she was a very quiet girl, not making any noise, laughing very silently. But even then, she used to go and sit there in the last benches, and nobody knows why she goes and sits there except the place from where she was coming, Boggins Heights. So maybe that place was a little bit dirt, people were, the place was not so tidy, and she was a calm going girl, very quiet girl. But once she came and sat there, nobody even observed that where is she sitting, where is she. Her presence is not felt by anyone in the class. The time when they thought about Wanda was outside of the school hours, at noon time, when they were coming back to school, or in the morning early before school began, when groups of 2 or 3 or even more would be talking and laughing on their way to their schoolyard. So while they are going to the school or when they are coming out of the school, at that time they used to think about this Wanda. At that time they were searching for Wanda and feel like talking to her. Why? Wait. Then sometimes they waited for Wanda to have fun with her. So why are they waiting? To have fun with her. So what is that fun? You can easily guess, right? Now the next day, Tuesday, Wanda was not in school. So Monday she did not come to school, and Tuesday also Wanda was not there in school. And nobody noticed her absence again. Nobody observed that why Wanda did not come to school. Even yesterday she did not come, today also she did not come. What's the reason? Nobody thought about that. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down front with other children who got good marks and who did not track in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Wanda wasn't there. Peggy was the most popular girl in the school. She was pretty, she had many pretty clothes, and her hair was curly. Maddie was her closest friend. The reason Peggy and Maddie noticed Wanda's absence was because Wanda had made them late to school. So, why on Wednesday, two children, Peggy and Maddie, recognized that Wanda was not there in school. Why they observed that they have given description of Peggy, who was really pretty and who had curly hair and even had many pretty clothes. And her best friend was Maddie. So, they observed that Wednesday she was not there in the class because they felt they waited for her, and that's the reason they came late to the school. So when they came late to the school, because they were waiting for her, they observed that okay, today Wanda did not come. That made them understand that. Okay, now waited for Wanda to have some fun with her and she just hadn't come. They waited for her, but she did not come. So they were eagerly, they understood that, okay, today Vanda did not come to school. They often waited for Vanda Petrovsky to have fun with her. So that they can talk and have some fun. They were waiting for her and she did not come, so they were late. Okay, now look at those questions. Oral comprehension check. Where is the class? Where in the classroom does Vanda sit and why? So you can read that and go back and you can write that answer. There isn't any doubt in that question. Where does Vanda live? What kind of place do you think it is? Place is mentioned, and here, what kind of place do you think it is? Think, guess, and then write. Okay, when and why do Peggy and Maddie notice Vanda's absence? So Wednesday, and why did they felt their absence? That you have to read. Go back, think and write. If the answer is not there in the first part, if you find the answer in second part, I want you to write the answer guessing what could be that. Now, what do you think to have fun with her means? Okay, just think about that and then write. Can we go for the second part, children, now? Yes. Vanda Petrovsky, most of the children in the room 13 did not have names like that. They had names easy to say, like Thomas, Smith, or Alan. There was one boy named Bones, Willie Bones, and people thought that was funny, but not funny in the same way that Petrovsky was. So, Vanda Petrovsky, first peculiar thing for everybody is her name, Vanda Petrovsky. So, they came to America, and in American names, Thomas, Smith, Alan, they were very quiet, but her name, Vanda Petrovsky, who came from Poland, that was funny for them, and they started making fun of even the name also. That was the first one. Vanda did not have any friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. She always wore a faded blue dress that did not hang right. It was clean, but it looked as though it had never been ironed properly. She did not have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Sometimes they surrounded her in the schoolyard as she stood watching the little girls play hopscotch on the worn hard ground. So, she did not have friends. She used to go to school, come to school alone and go back to home all alone. But many people used to talk to her. And look at the way she was wearing the dress, blue dress, which was not very proper for her, little bit loose. And then it was not even ironed properly. So, children used to talk to her, call to her and talk to her only after the school, before the school and after the school, so that when the girl was watching the people playing hopscotch, she did not participate in that game. She was just watching the game. Then hopscotch is the game. The children hop and on the squares and then make, like we do play, no? Even we also play that same game. Okay, Vanda, Peggy would say in a most courteous manner as though she was talking to Miss Mason. Now look at that. Vanda, she was calling. How will she call? Very, very properly, courteously, with lot of respect, not like about to make fun of her. Peggy would say in a most courteous manner. How? As if she was talking to Miss Mason. Who is this Mason? We will know about that afterwards. Vanda, she would say, giving one of her friends a nudge. Nudge means just pushing. Observe what she is telling. Listen to me. So, getting the attention of that other friend. Vanda, she said, giving one of her friends a nudge. Tell me, how many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet? How many dresses you have? She asked. So, now look at the picture there. You can see Vanda, and this is Peggy, and then her friends, and then making fun of her, asking her about the dresses. Okay. 100, Vanda would say. 100? Exclaimed all the little girls incredulously, and the little ones would stop playing hopscotch and listen. Those who were playing, they turned back and started looking at Vanda, because she told she had 100 dresses, which were really a big number for everybody. Yeah, 100. All lined up, said Vanda. Then her little thin lips drew together in silence. Just that's it, she used to say. What are they? What are they like? All silk, I bet, said Pecky. Yeah, all silk, all colors. Velvet too? Yeah, velvet too. 100 dresses, Vanda would repeat stolidly, all lined up in my closet. So, yes, they are made of silk and there are different colors, and solidly means not showing any feeling. Yes, calmly she used to tell that, and they did not let her go. So when she was about to tell and when she was going, again they used to call her, did not allow her to go. And then before she would gone very far, and then they would let her go. She would go away after giving that answer, and then not going even far away, they used to talk among themselves in such a way that Vanda could listen to them very clearly. And then before she would gone very far, they could not help bursting into shrieks and pearls of laughter. 100 dresses. Obviously, the only dress Vanda had was the blue one, and she wore every day. So, why did she say she had 100? What a story! How many shoes did you say you had? 60 pairs, all lined up in my closet. Cries of exaggerated politeness greeted this. All alike? Oh no! Every pair is different, all colors, all lined up. So, afterwards, after dresses, they used to ask her about the shoes, the pairs of shoes, how many she has. She used to tell 60. All are same? No. All are of different, and they are different in color also. So, Peggy, who had thought of this game, and Maddie, her inseparable friend, were always the last to leave. Finally, Vanda would move up to the street, her eyes dull and her mouth closed, hitching her left shoulder every now and then in the funny way she had finished the walk to the school alone. So, everybody used to go away, but these two children, Peggy and Maddie, they are the one who used to go last, and they were talking about her, and then they used to go, and after talking like that, she used to feel little bit uncomfortable. That's why when she was going, she was hitching her left shoulder every now and then in a funny way, and then used to go very silently without all alone, without any friend there. Now, Peggy was not really cruel. She protected small children from bullies, and she cried for hours if she saw an animal mistreated. If anybody had said to her, "Don't you think that is a cruel way to treat Vanda?" she would have been very surprised. Cruel? Why did the girl say she had 100 dresses? Anybody could tell that that was a lie. Why did she want to lie? And she wasn't just an ordinary person else. Why did she have a name like that? Anyway, they never made her cry. So they used to talk in that, but they never made her cry. But this girl, Peggy, was not very cruel. When you are listening to her, you feel that why she should talk like that. So she was not a cruel girl. She was a very kind girl. And when anybody started bullying the small children, she used to go and fight with them. And then when any animal is not treated properly, even then she used to feel very bad. But so if anybody asked her, why are you treating Vanda like that? Then her answer would be, why should she tell lies? Why should she tell that she had 100 dresses? And that was a lie. Everybody can tell that. And look at her name, Vanda Petrovsky. So all these things she used to give. But one more thing is, she never made her cry. As for Maddie, this business of asking Vanda every day how many dresses and how many hats and how many this and that she had was bothering her. So Maddie did not like the way she was talking. But Maddie was poor herself. She usually wore somebody's hand-me-down clothes. Thank goodness she did not live up on boggy hats or have a funny name. So she was keeping quiet because all these days she was also from a poor family, and she was also wearing the dresses hand-me-down, the clothes from everybody. And then she was telling, thank God I was not living in boggy hats, and her name was not so funny like Wanda Petrosky. Had it been there, she would have definitely been one of the person whom everybody will be making fun of her. Sometimes, sometimes when Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed and studied her marbles in the palm on her hand, rolling them around and saying nothing herself. Not that she felt sorry for Wanda exactly. She would never have paid any attention to Wanda if Peggy had not invented the dresses game. But suppose Peggy and all the others started in on her next. She wasn't as poor as Wanda, perhaps, but she was poor. Of course, she would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. Still, she would not like for them to begin on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Wanda Petrosky. So she did not like the way Peggy was making fun of Wanda. But she did not say no for that because she was also poor. And if she tells anything, one day she would be the target. They will talk fun of her. So she was afraid of that. Not because she was feeling really very sorry for Wanda. So whenever they were making fun of Wanda, she never participated in that. She used to look at the marbles in her palm and rolling them and looking down, but not participating in that conversation. All this tells that Maddie did not like the way Peggy was making fun of Wanda Petrosky. Now here are some more oral questions, children. I think you can easily understand that. In what way was Wanda different from other children? Okay, now did Wanda have 100 dresses? Why do you think she said she did? Why do you think? Again, your own answer, you have to think and write. Why is Maddie embarrassed by the questions Peggy asked Wanda? Is she also like Wanda, or is she different? In which way she is same and in which way she is different? Children, up to that, we are going to read now, and I want you to complete all the question and answers. Read the lesson before you complete that. Remaining part we will take in the next class. Thank you.